now available in paperback and e-readers. Spellbound, a darker shade of black. Get your copy today at your favorite online bookseller. One of my viewers asked me, what does a creator do when they're dealing with an unruly individual on social media? And this is a question I can answer because as the creator of characters like Isis, John Haynes, Easteen, Cassandra Lee, and Spinsterella, I oftentimes have to deal with extremely unruly people on social media. And the first thing a creator needs to understand is that when you are in the business of writing or the creative arts, you have to really build up a very thick skin. And one of the things I learned from getting hundreds and thousands of rejections from my books from publishers and literary agents was to build up a very thick skin and to be able to brush off rejection early on. Because when people are out here trying to be unruly and rude, what they want to do is get your attention and they really want to get you upset. But you, as a professional, have to understand that you have to have a thick skin about dealing with these things. And then after you build up that thick skin, you have to learn how to navigate through your emotions. And navigating through your emotions is you understanding while you are feeling something, you are not going to act on it. And as a creator, you have to be extremely professional in your interactions, not only with publishing professionals, but also with the public. And when you learn how to navigate through your emotions, you learn that while these people are making these hostile comments towards you, you learn not to react to those comments. Instead, you learn how to respond by making absolutely no response, because many of these people who want to make these snarky and nasty comments, what they want to do is see if they can get a reaction out of you. And what they want you to do is engage them with bickering and arguing. And what they want to do is show people that you are some sort of crazy person or try to make some way to shame or embarrass you. And you have to understand that your professional image is something that is extremely important, because your professional image is how you sell yourself to other publishers, other literary agents, and even people who want to buy your work. And if they see you acting out, that doesn't give them an incentive to go out here and buy your work. If they see you going on a Trump rant or some sort of emotional response towards someone by using some sort of racial slur or getting personal with someone, people are going to look at you and say, I don't want to buy that guy's work because this guy behaves unprofessionally. And you don't want to put that image out there of yourself, because it reflects not only badly on you, but it reflects badly on your work, and it makes it where people don't have an incentive to go out here and buy your work. And I've had to deal with a lot of different types of unruly individuals. I remember when I was working on my blog, Shawn James Black Freelance Writer, a couple of years ago, I had one of these online stalkers who decided he was going to keep coming back to my page to harass me. And it got so bad at one point, I literally had to shut down my comment section. And after I made it where my comments were moderated, this individual kept dropping all sorts of troll comments, and I did not respond to any of them. And eventually, this individual decided to just leave because they saw they weren't getting any sort of response. And that's what a professional does when they have to deal with unruly individuals. They do not engage an unruly individual because they understand that their professional image is far more important than letting their emotions get the better of them and in engaging a very immature individual. Because you have to understand that there's a big picture as related to your professional image. And if you show that you will not be fazed by these individuals, what you're showing people is that you are a respectable person and that you are someone that they can trust when they go out, when you come out here with a product, that you're going to have the integrity to remain professional in spite of what goes on. And that's what's going to allow you to build a reputation with your customers and allow you to build your brand. And I've had to deal with a lot of different individuals online. I've dealt with them on my blog as it's gone on for the past decade, and I've also dealt with them on other social media. I remember we're going to several of these pro-black pages, and I present the ISIS character, and a lot of these people would say that the ISIS character would look like a white woman. I would explain things to them, and if they did not want to hear it, eventually I just wound up walking away because I do not have time to bicker and argue with people, and that doesn't reflect positively if I continue to bicker and argue with someone. If I present my reasons in the social media and they do not want to hear that, I just walk away from that thread and keep it moving. That's what a professional does. They don't sit here and continue to bicker and argue with someone as they're going into ad hominem attacks and shaming language. And even here on YouTube, I have had to read several comments from people that were deeply troubling and deeply disturbing. And instead of me reacting to their immature statements, what I did was respond by either deleting the comments, and if they continue to persist, eventually blocking the individual. And if the person had 0 subscribers and 0 content, I would definitely delete the comment because it clearly showed me that this is a person who is not interested in having a discourse. What they want to do is try to get an emotional reaction out of me. But as a professional, I do not engage people and try to get emotional reactions because I'm looking at the bigger picture, and the bigger picture is maintaining a professional image so that when my customers see my products, they have an incentive to go buy those products. And that's what any creator has to think about, because when you go out here and you create stories, you have to have a thick enough skin to say that once I publish this product and I put it out here in the public, some people may like it, some people may not like it, but I cannot get personal about things, and I can't get personal with people regarding their opinion regarding that product. And because once I finish publishing a product and I've finished publishing it, I usually put a period at the end of that product, and then I move on to the next product. And when it comes down to a lot of these people, they will sit there and they will write pages, like on YouTube, pages and pages of ad hominem attacks. And sometimes I will look it over and then I will just delete it because I'm not going to get personal about things. Because if I get into my feelings, I'm not going to be able to achieve the goals I want to achieve, which is increasing sales of books on the SJS Direct imprint and building my online presence. And that's something that people need to think about when they're out here, whether they be writing professionals, comic professionals, or any sort of other professional. You cannot engage a lot of unruly people on social media because what they want to do, again, is get an emotional reaction so that they can get a lot of attention for themselves. And you need to think about what that attention, how it's going to cost you in the long run. And that's what I usually think about when I'm online, and I've thought about that for years, and I've been online for years, and I know how to deal with these type of situations constructively, because one disagreement can wind up destroying your professional reputation and destroying your professional image. And that's something I've seen happen with many of these comic pros over the last 2 years, is that a lot of them aren't thinking about their reputation or their professional image, and they're not thinking about how their behavior today can cost them a job tomorrow. And that's something I think about all the time when I'm on social media, and that's why most of my social media is either book promotion or related to the themes related to my blog or men's issues or African American fantasy or the comic book industry. I really do not engage in ad hominem attacks because, again, that's going to reflect badly on me and the image I'm trying to present online. And when you're dealing with unruly individuals, you have to understand that you are in control of yourself and you are in control of the content you produce online. And instead of reacting to an individual, you should always take a minute to navigate through your emotions before you write a response online. And that's something you have to really think about when you're online, because your online presence is just like your own personal presence. And that's why it's best to keep it professional whenever you're online, because when people are out here and they're reading your blogs or watching your videos, they're getting a picture of you, and you want to make sure that they have the most positive picture of you for everyone to see, and you want to make sure that that image of you remains positive to everyone. If you'd like to try some of my SJS Direct publications like the ISIS series, the E-Steam series, The Temptation of John Haynes, and the Smith-Storella trilogy, you may do so by clicking the link to Amazon.com. And if you want to help me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon by clicking the link in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.